about Florida law. Ask an attorney, just give him a call.
This is Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law with attorney Joe Pippen. If you have a legal question, call Joe right now in Tampa. Call 813-287-5700. Anywhere else, toll free at 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. The law office is open. And now your host, Joe Pippen.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. If you have a legal question of any type, some way I can help you. Actually, it doesn't even have to be a legal problem. It could just be a problem of some sort. I'd be more than glad to try to help you. All you have to do is to call our toll-free number, 877-943-9673. Your question can be just about any area of law. If I know the answer, I'll be glad to share with you. I've hosted this show for 33 years now, and more than glad to try to help you. I've had just thousands of questions come in. I've had expert guests in the legal field so there's probably not too much you could ask me. Maybe. I always love a first-time question I've never had before. But if you have a legal question, give me a call. Give me a chance to answer it. If I don't know the answer, I say I don't know. But I give you a resource or I offer to help you some other way. 877-943-9673. Your question can be about wills, trust, probate, trust administration. Somebody's died. I get calls all the time where I don't think I'm being treated right from the estate. I was entitled to this or that. I've got questions this week where someone wouldn't release a copy of the will. So we talked about how to get the will released and filed with the court so the probate could be started. Your question can be about family law. One of my other attorneys is a family law attorney. She has a radio show at 7 o'clock, and once in a while I'll call her show and be on there. We were talking a little bit this morning together about adult adoptions. And I so well remember the story where she, a son who had been raised by a stepmother, came in on Mother's Day and paid for his adoption so his mom that had really raised him all those years could be his, real mom. If you have questions about that, questions about family law, child support, any of those type of questions, real estate questions, give me a call. 877-943-9673. We're streaming the show today on Facebook Live. So it's being streamed on Ask an Attorney, my Ask an Attorney page. It's being streamed on the Law Office's of Joseph Pippen page. It's being streamed on my personal page. It's also being streamed on WeBeamTV.com. So just WeBeam TV.com. It's being beamed in all of those places. If you want to see the show live for a few minutes as opposed to just listening to it, you can, if you always wondered what I looked like, most people are usually surprised when they see me, and they always had thought I would look like something else. Hey, we're streaming it live for you. We have Steve in Lakeland as our first caller this morning. Hey, Steve, what can I do for you?
Yeah, I've got an up-and-coming case where it's involving my children. I have 4 children, and I am divorced last year. And I don't make a lot of money, so I've been receiving food assistance, and I have majority custody of my children. I have them 60-40. So I have a court case coming up where there was an order for modification of child support. We went through mediation and just agreed that there wouldn't be child support, and then life happens, and this is where we're at now, and I have a court case coming up. She has an attorney, and I don't. I'm going in with my name and the Department of Revenue to establish some type of support, and I don't know if I should be going in by myself, and
well, let me just say, if she has an attorney, it doesn't make sense for you not to have one. They're going to present stuff you don't understand, and you won't be able to respond, and then you have the judge who's going to rule. And if you don't have your own family law attorney, you don't have very good chances to win, I would say.
Okay. So the Department of Revenue does nothing for me. They're not going to speak on my behalf, or
Well, who's going to question them? And what kind of questions are you going to ask? And are they going to be proper in the eyes of the judge? And is the other side going to object to those questions? And
just going in there and speaking freely and just saying, "Hey, this is me. I have 4 kids. I take care of them. Sunday through Thursday."
no, I'm talking about the Department of Revenue person.
Okay.
So what, you going to ask them questions, and what are they going to say?
No, they're just there because they know what my income is versus her income, and if support should be awarded.
Well, the Department of Revenue doesn't. And if I was the other side, I would question how they would know what your, there's the federal income tax, the Department of Revenue state. How do they know you fully disclosed everything? I mean, if I were you, I would definitely have an attorney.
Okay. Okay.
All right, Steve. Well, I wish you well. I
Thank
know
you so much.
I know you're doing a good job being the dad that raises the children. I have no idea why the mother is not in that picture, and you don't have to share that. But hats off to you for trying to raise your children the right way.
I love it. I believe in family, and I thank you for supporting the community and doing what you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. All right.
Bye-bye.
You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen. I've hosted Ask an Attorney live every week, every single week since 1984, usually on multiple radio stations. I was nationally syndicated for a couple of years. I like doing this. I get up early, looking forward to doing this every Saturday morning. And now we even get to dress up because I'm on streaming. I just kind of, I don't know. I like dressing up. But when you didn't have to dress up, it was a little bit easier. So let's just say it that way. You have a toll-free number, 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open, and we're going to go to Vincent in Tampa. Hey, Vincent.
How you doing? Good morning.
Doing great. And you?
Good. Praise the Lord. Thank God. Doing fine.
There you go.
My question is, we bought a house. We had a home inspector, and I'm oblivious to all the technicalities out there as far as homes and electricity and whatnot. Well, the range was straight wire. He had pictures. There was no plug-in. And I've asked some other.
No plug-in for the range?
Right.
And this wasn't a new home. This was a home somebody lived in.
Right. A flipper bought the home, fixed it up, and my real estate agent, who's a friend of mine, had him fix everything that needed to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
But when the home inspector checked it out, he took pictures. A wire that came, no plug-in,
Mm-hmm.
and they straight wire the range. And I've asked electricians and another home inspector, and they told me that's not up to code.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Need one of those special 3-prong
Right.
electrical plugs instead of just a regular 2-prong socket.
Right. Well, it's a 220, and it's got the 3 wires, but it's got to have a plug. From what it's highly dangerous to have it straight wire because it can cause a fire.
Well, why don't you call code compliance people to come back out and look at it?
I did, and I get no answers from them. I called the people that did the inspection,
Mm-hmm.
but oh yeah, we're gonna call you back, and it's been falling on deaf ears. So we don't use the oven, so it doesn't pull a whole lot of electricity, because I'm afraid.
Yeah, you don't want your house to burn down.
Right. I like my house.
Right.
So
Well, listen, I think the answer is on questions like this, if you've done everything you can do and you feel like giving up, that's the time to get some help to finish the job for you. So if I were you, what I would try next is to personally go down to code compliance office, demand to speak to a supervisor, And I think that would be the next step if I were advising you what to do.
Right.
Don't, because, you know,
Which I've
phones,
done. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that, and
You did that?
He's going to give you a call. Yes. They told me twice he's going to give you a call, but
You went down there twice?
yes.
Well, go down and demand to make an appointment with him and tell him the story of that you've been there twice and he's promised to call. And tell him you demand a face-to-face appointment with him.
Now, my question is, if I pay for everything, could I turn around and take the inspector that did the inspection and try to get my money back?
Well, how much money would that be?
About $300.
Well, you could certainly sue. You could certainly sue. You could certainly follow suit in small claims court and do it yourself, not have to pay an attorney. But I think I would go down and personally demand a meeting, an appointment with the code compliance manager.
It might sound like a dumb question, but when I do that and I get an answer from the compliance, what would they do? Make the inspector or the company that did the home inspection replace the wire or do good, or what would they do?
Well, they would give you a notice of deficiency of some type. I don't know what the notice is exactly called, and put the reason, and then you would give that to the electrical people that you had hired or inspected. See, it's a very, because it's an economic question too. Do you want to spend $300 and just be done with it? Or do you want to sue all of these people who may or may not pay you and have defenses, and you spend more money for a court case, and then you wind up with not a good result? So there's a legal question you're asking me. There's also an economic question of, do you really want to spend the time and effort for $300 to do this?
Right. Okay. Makes sense.
All right.
I just thought maybe a call to the. I guess from the legal point, if I even had a legal.
Yeah, but see, for the legal point, you got to have proof. So that means you're going to have to get an opinion from somebody or have a witness, and they could charge you $300. I mean, so it's just an economic question also.
Well, the proof is they took pictures themselves. So
yeah, but you got to have them take off time from work, half a day from work to come testify. So it's really just a question of whether it's worth all that to. I mean, you could be, you just keep being a bulldog with the compliance people till you get a deficiency order. You take the deficiency order to the inspector or installer, and you could keep playing that game, but you're not using your oven. And who knows, you could spend another 3 or 4 months without a good result. So it's just a matter of whether you want to keep on trucking. Hey, yeah. Vincent, I've helped you as much as I can, but thanks for calling.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
That's fine. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Let's go to Leon in Tampa.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm sure this is probably a question you're probably reluctant to answer, but I'm 64 years old. I've had a number of health issues.
Mm-hmm.
I've sciatica in my back. I've got cirrhosis of the liver, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. I say all that to say that I've been prevented from working for a long time. Now, at 64, once I turned 62 and I decided to accept early retirement from the Social Security,
mm-hmm.
There was a deduction taken out for back child support. My baby daughter is 38 years old. They're taking out $600 a month from my retirement check, which leaves me like $300 a month to survive on. Is there any way I can get that reduced? I mean, I don't mind. I mean, okay, it really is a long story. When I was in the military, my wife and I had an altercation,
mm-hmm.
Verbal, not abusive.
All right, let me ask you this. Was there a court order recently that reinstated this?
Not recently that I'm aware of.
All right. So the only way to get it modified is to have an attorney go before the court for a modification hearing based on change of circumstances.
Okay.
The change of circumstances are that you're now retired and your only source of income is this check, and you can't live on, prior to that.
I tried that.
You tried that?
Yeah, I tried that. Well, see, first of all, my wife and I received a legal separation in South Carolina. This divorce, we were...
Is your wife willing to accept less?
Me and absentia from Ohio. No, she is not willing to cooperate in any way, shape, fashion, or form.
Mm-hmm.
And I submitted everything I could because I am a Florida resident now up to the state of Ohio to try to get it modified. Well, they tell me the only way I can get that modified is if I have a new family to support. If I remarry and I got more kids. Well, I haven't remarried and I don't have any other household to take care of other than me. So I guess they just don't care about me.
Yeah. This is all taking place in Ohio, the Ohio court?
Correct.
Yeah. Well, the laws are slightly different in each state, so as being just a Florida attorney, you need an Ohio attorney to represent you and ask you if there's any other procedure you could do to try to...
Well, see, that was the problem way back when I was going to my original... Well, having been in the military, when I came back, my wife actually hid my kids from me, and I wanted to... because I had a legal possession, I had legal custody of my kids from the state of from the state of South Carolina. However, I had to go overseas to places I couldn't take my kids with me, and my choices of who was going to care for my kids while I was overseas came up, and it was either my mother, which wouldn't have given the attention that I have, my best friend, who was also in the military subject to get orders, or give my two daughters a chance to spend time with their mother. Well, I chose the latter. And, of course, when I get back from overseas, she hides the kids from me. So I had to report to another duty station. Anyway, I had to go through, in the state of Ohio, I went to the local law enforcement office.
Leon, I've really helped you all I can, and I don't need to hear the whole story right now.
All right. There's nothing you can do. Thank you. Nothing you can advise me on. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney, and if you have a legal question, the phone lines are open right now at 877-943-9673. 877-943-9673. Hey, I have a speaking engagement Wednesday night at Indian Rocks Baptist Church. That was my church for many, many years, and I still have a good relationship with everyone there. In fact, my parents still go to that church. But I'll be speaking Wednesday night. It's open to the public, and if you would like to attend, all you have to do is to show up. You come and you'll come into, and anybody can direct you to where the seminar will be. So it's 6:30 Wednesday night. Thursday, I have a speaking engagement to about 200 volunteer rescue people over at the Sun City Center area. Now, that's not particularly open to the public, of course, but I have a busy week coming up with speaking engagements. Looking forward to all of those. If you ever need a speaker for your group, you can certainly give my office a call. I'd be more than glad to. If my schedule is open, I'd be more than glad to come. Saturday, I have a speaking engagement at 2 o'clock, actually, to a women's club in Largo. So I love doing this. If I'm available, I'll always go do it, even on weekends, as you can see. And if you'd like to have a speaker for your club, you can call 1-800-226-3529. 1-800-226-3529. If you'd like to call the show right now, phone lines are open. And if you would like to call and ask a question, or if you'd like to discuss a problem you're having, 877, legal question or problem, 877-943-9673. 877-943-9673. If you'd like our estate planning poster sheet, It's a full-size poster sheet all about estate planning and most everything you would probably need to know about your choices and what happens when you die. I gave a speech this week in Sola Vita this past week on Wednesday, and the talk was about what happens to your estates, what happens to your assets in your estate when you die. So I went through this list of assets that you might have and what would happen to those assets when you die. So if you'd like an estate planning poster sheet talking about the 3 options in estate planning, all you have to do is to give us, is to call us, 1-800-226-3529. Go to extension 200. All they need is your name and address, and they'll get it right out to you. You can email me at Joe, at attypip.com. If you want to text me, you can go to 727-667-3967. We'll give that out probably at least 2 more times during the show. Let's go to Max in Orlando.
How we doing?
We're doing great, and you?
Good. Hey, just my question is about raising money for a film. I have a friend that's got a Christian film coming out, and it's half made, but he needs to raise about $800,000 to get the full production done. And I feel led by the Lord to try to help him raise money for this production. Just wondering, do I need an SEC license to be able to have meetings, make a pitch, try to get investors together to buy shares in the film? And I'm not getting any commission for raising money. I would maybe get some on the back end if there was profit left over after all the investors are paid back. But do I need an SEC license to be able to go make pitches to investors?
It's kind of a complicated question. Depends on how many investors you're going to have, how large the investment group is. I have a tax attorney in Orlando that I think would be great for you if you don't have an attorney to advise you on helping you with this. And
great.
If you email me your name and address and ask me to have him contact you, he's a specialized attorney. He's got advanced education beyond his law degree to have the tax certification credits and things like that. If you want to, just send me an email with your name and address, and please have your tax attorney contact me about the question asked on the radio. I'll forward it over to him and get him to call you.
Thank you so much, Joe. Take care.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, and I noticed that Hannity has been talking very much about the film that I guess he was the executive director of, but as he explained it, it meant that he paid, or he was in charge of raising money to get the film produced. He talked about that quite a bit. And I guess the film's doing pretty well. I didn't hear too much about it in the last couple of days, but there are many ways to raise money and get things out there. Let's give out the number. If you have a question for me and you'd like to call and talk to me on the radio show today, it's 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. Let's go to Lori in Tampa.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, Lori.
Hi. I have a question I hope you might be able to help me with. I was a single mother of 2 boys. On my second marriage, my son was about 3 and a half when we divorced, and he took off. And I mean, he took off. My son has not heard from him, seen him, anything, who is now 24. Now, there was a court order for alimony and child support, which, of course, never came. However, a couple of years ago, about 2 years ago, my son was on Facebook and saw, because of his name, saw his father, who was back. We had heard that he had moved to California, San Diego, whatever, and saw him and said he was living in St. Petersburg. And I joined one of those websites where you can look up the address of people.
Yes.
Like Search Me or something like that. And he does indeed show himself in St. Petersburg. Now, he is 10 years older than I. I'm 62, but he's still alive. I'm assuming he's getting Social Security, and because I told my friend about this, and she goes, Lori, you know, you never got a penny out of him. I would go down to the courts and see, because I don't think that runs out, which I did, and I just about croaked on a cracker. He owes $199,000 in child support and $25,000 in alimony. And she told me there may be a way of getting some of that now that you know where he is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other thing I had heard is that part of the reason they couldn't track him was years ago, I don't know if you remember, they busted a ring down in Orlando who was selling fake Social Security numbers, because he did acquire a fake Social Security number only because they were trying to track him through his social. And it looks like he fell off the face of the earth as of 1999.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, would it be viable to try to attempt? Is it true that I may be able?
Yeah, I think you might be able, under all of those circumstances, you might be entitled to get money from him if he has money.
Mm-hmm.
You could at least get judgments against him and make his life a lot more difficult. And if he does come into money, you might be entitled to as part of his Social Security if it's coming in. If you'd like to talk more about that, we do have a family law attorney. Her name is Catherine, and she's local here, of course, in Pinellas County. And do you want the phone number for Catherine?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Catherine is the one I was talking about earlier that also has her own radio show on another station. But her number is 727-586-3306, and her extension is 112.
Okay. Is that Catherine with a C or a K?
C.
Okay. Great.
All right. Well, hope that works for you.
Well, just, nothing tried, nothing gained, right?
Well, you just can't have any possible respect or good thoughts about someone who's done that. And he should, if he has money, you're certainly entitled to part of it, and I hope you receive it.
Well, his picture was of him and his new little blonde wife in front of this nice big boat.
Yeah.
He lied about everything. I was number 3. His third wife, when in actuality we found out I was number 5, and the list goes on and on. So I don't expect much.
Did you get remarried after this?
Did he?
No, did you?
No.
Okay.
That was enough.
All right. Well, I can understand that, actually. So.
But thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right. Let's go to, who do we want to go to? Let's go to Sherry in Jacksonville.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. And you?
Hey, I did ask a question. I'm in the rehab center at this time.
You're in the what?
I'm in a rehab center.
Rehab center, okay.
And I was placed in there on Tuesday of this week from the hospital, Memorial Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
They did rehab. I had an infection on my side. They did, since I cut it on. So I came in here on Tuesday, and I was all getting breakfast, so the lady bought I'm totally blind. I'm going to let you know that I'm totally blind.
Mm-hmm.
So the lady I said, well, I'm not going to take medication until I get something to eat to go with it, which is insulin. So 8:45, they came in the room and they said, well, what you want, coffee, tea, or, coffee, tea, or juice? I said, well, I'll take tea. So when a blind person, you put it at 11 o'clock, or either 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock, anything you get them out to drink.
Mm-hmm.
She put it at 6 o'clock. Me sitting up in a chair didn't know, so when I went to come back to find it, because nobody said where it was, it hit my lap.
Mm-hmm.
And it must have been about 200 degrees in the cup. I mean, it scalded all the inside of my thighs. And I've been here, since Monday here, and I had to force the lady yesterday to dress it. They didn't want to dress because it's open sores.
Mm-hmm.
But the doctor at Memorial Hospital, he cut the blisters, he busted the blisters open and treated it at Memorial. So I got paperwork on everything. But I can't hardly walk because it's between my legs, and they want me to do therapy, and I can't. I can walk, but with the sores open, it's hurting. So what do I do to file, anything against this? Because I'm totally blind. I've been here for the day of the, from Monday to about 5 days now.
So you want a personal injury attorney to advise you?
Yes, sir.
Of what your rights might be. Do you have a direct phone number?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
904-551-8212.
Or 904-5...
551-8212.
All right, 904-555...
No, 551.
Okay, okay.
Eight. I'm sorry, I talk so fast. Forgive me.
Yeah, 551-8212.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see if I can find some personal injury attorney in Jacksonville to give you a call.
Okay, let me ask you another question, please, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I have some property in Miami, Florida. It's a home I bought back in 1980, and I paid it off and got a warranty deed. And I went to sell it to a gentleman, but when I sold it to him, I didn't get any money, but I signed a quitclaim deed over to him. In 3 months, he signed over a quitclaim to his brother and sold it to his brother for $18,000. How do I pursue that? I got the warranty deed, but still he done sold it, to his brother. But his brother done moved out and sold it to somebody.
How could he sell it when you have the warranty deed in your name?
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I don't think somebody would have to do a title search on the property.
Yes, sir.
To see how the deed went from you to him, from him to be able to sell it.
Yeah, because I did a title search myself and found out I got the warranty deed. Still, the only thing he had was a quitclaim, and he sold it to his brother.
Well, I mean, okay. What did the quitclaim deed do?
It only lets him know that you're entitled to have the property, but until you pay off the property, you never get your warranty deed.
Well,
whoever pays off the property gets the warranty deed.
Did you ever sign a That's kind of unusual. Did you ever sign a quitclaim deed to him?
Yeah, I did with what you call it, not a paralegal, but a notary.
So you signed a quitclaim deed from you to him?
For him to pay me $18,000 for it, but he never paid me.
Was $18,000 a mortgage?
No, the house was paid off.
Well, okay, so you gave him a promissory note?
Yes.
Okay, so a promissory note, if you signed a quitclaim deed from you to him, that became his. If you didn't put a lien on the property upon the sale and just accept a promissory note, then that's not a lien on the property. He would have the right to sell it and keep all the money, and he still owes you $18,000. You'd have to sue him based on the promissory note of what that says the payment is. If the payment says upon the sale of the house, then you'd have a action against him, but if he's not going to pay you, to file an action against him in court down in Miami, where he lives.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, let's go to Joyce in Zephyr Hills.
Yes.
Hey, Joyce.
Hi. I have a question about IRAs and when you die. I know you have beneficiaries, and it goes directly to them. They would have to pay taxes on that, wouldn't they? Because being as an IRA, we haven't paid taxes on it
Yeah,
yet.
whenever the money comes out, taxes have to be paid, yes.
That's what I thought. Can they, put that into another IRA without having to pay the taxes, or do they...
No, it's their own IRA?
Pardon?
It's their own IRA.
No, it'd be like ours.
Oh, you mean when you die?
When we die.
And you give it to them.
Right.
Yeah, they have basically three choices. They can take it all and cash it and pay all the taxes. They can usually stretch it out over 5 years, or they can take it as an inherited IRA and pay taxes when it comes out.
Oh, okay. What is the amount of tax, or how amount that you have to pay tax on for inheritances? Then is it like $500,000 now?
Well, the amount you can leave tax-free upon an inheritance. See, there are two taxes. There's the inheritance tax and the income tax, based on the income on the assets inside of the estate. The federal inheritance exemption is $5.5 million. So you can leave somebody. You could leave me $5.5 million and there'd be no tax on it.
Oh, I see.
You can leave a spouse an unlimited amount of money with no tax.
Okay.
And a couple can leave $5.5 million each. But that's the estate tax. The income tax doesn't go away regardless, and any money that's earned income that you have to pay taxes on still has to be pay taxes on it when it comes out of the estate.
Oh, so then any money that we would be giving to our children, they still have to pay the inheritance tax. I mean,
Well, do you have more than 5.5 million?
No.
It would just be whatever income is built up in the asset that they receive would have to pay a tax on that.
Okay.
And on retirement accounts, it would be when it came out of their retirement account.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
All right, just to let you know, we have an attorney in an office in the Zephyr Hills area. We have 20 office locations around Florida, so if you ever need anything and if you don't have an attorney, we'd be glad to help.
Oh, I have another quick question. What do you think about trust?
Most of my clients sit down in front of me or listen to me on the radio here, and if they come in to see me, I go over my little poster sheet that I'm talking about. In fact, that reminds me, I'll probably give the information about that right after the call. I go through the three options in estate planning, and I say you could do this, you could do this, you could do this, and the last choice is trust. And in my opinion, the last choice is really the best choice. I did a trust for a client. You don't have to be wealthy. I did a trust for a client yesterday that had less than $50,000. I mean, you don't be large. And the question is, do you want to avoid probate? Do you want to make it quick and easy for them to close down the estate? Do you want to have a plan where the $50,000 in this case could be used for your benefit if you became incapacitated? And there's not that much difference between the price of a trust and the price of a will package versus a trust package. There's very little difference. Trust costs a little bit more, but not that much. And the benefit of a trust is much greater, in my opinion, than just doing the wills.
Oh, really? Okay. You said you had. I guess you're going to be talking about a class on it.
I do seminars all the time, and if you keep listening, I don't have one scheduled in Zephyr Hills right now, but
yeah, we usually miss on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you have if you have a group that needs a speaker of some type, could be a church group, could be just a regular type of meeting group, I'd love to come and speak.
Okay.
All right. All right, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, if you'd like that poster sheet I just mentioned, it's absolutely free. You can receive it one of three ways. You can call our office on the toll-free office number, 1-800-226-3529. That's 1-800-226-3529. You can email me, Joe. I need your name and address. Joe, Joe, at attypip.com. You can text me at 727-667-3967. 727-667-3967. Hey, you have about 12 minutes left in the show, and the phone lines are open. If you'd like to call in to the show, you can call in at 877-943-9673. If you're on one of my Facebook pages and you're looking at on Facebook Live, you can also ask a question there, and they'll get that to me. The Facebook pages are the Ask an Attorney, which is also the name of the radio show, the Law Offices of Joseph Pippen, or my personal page, Joseph F. Pippen. If you'd like to send me a question on Facebook, that we've had a couple of those come in on Facebook Live. And again, it's also beamed on WeBeamTV.com. In fact, on WeBeamTV.com, they have about 10 shows now that you could pick and choose of which one you'd like to view parts of. And maybe you get to watching one of those. You might want to watch all of them. Who knows? More than glad to help. Let's go to Jerry in Jacksonville.
Hi. I'm 80 years old, and I'm in an HMO. I needed some dental work done within the last year, and there's only one player. It's part of a large chain. So I went there. There was two areas of the mouth that they needed to work on. One of them was a molar that they said I needed a crown on, and then they crowned the front four teeth. It was two different occasions. The bill ran up to close to $3,000 with the insurance. And I said, well, I can't pay that kind of money out of pocket. So they said, don't worry, we have a payment plan. And so I started making these payments. Well, then I got a bill I got a notice from the insurance company saying there's items here that we don't cover, so you owe so much more money. Well, I went in there to the dentist again, and they said, don't worry, it's paid, which I assume that we're playing some kind of paper game here at this point now that, as far as they're concerned, yes, I'm paying on this bill. Well, yesterday I opened up my mail and they want $1,535 more, which I think is some kind of betrayal of my confidence. Needless to say, I do not want to pay this $1,535 extra dollars. What can I do?
Well, I would go. Did you take notes of who you talked to when you went in the last time that said is this paid?
Well, it'll be the same people.
Well, go back in with your bill and tell them the story, and then document the story in writing, and just tell them you don't plan on paying this. See what happens next.
Okay, because it's verbal. I mean, I was assuming I was dealing with honorable people. And,
now you need to document you need to go back in and document and have another verbal conversation, then document it.
What if that doesn't produce anything?
Well, if you tell them you're not going to pay it, but you need
my credit goes down.
Well, it depends on what they do. You could tell them you're not going to pay this. This is not right. This is the reason it's not right. I'm documenting this and sending a copy of this to my attorney. The attorney could then write a letter in your behalf telling them that, per the verbal agreements and statements made, my client's not going to pay. If you take steps to damage his credit, we're not going to pay, and we're also going to take, if you damage his credit, we'll file a lawsuit against that. You need to just be really proactive on this thing.
Okay. They always talk about pain and suffering. Well, this is actually causing me a lot of anguish.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep very well last night. I hate having something like this hang over me.
Yeah, I know. There's not a legal action you can take for that probably on this type of case.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Sure. Bye.
You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen. You have about 7 minutes left in the show. If you have a legal question, you can call our toll-free number, 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. If you have a question, if you don't call in now, you're going to have to wait about a week. And why wait? If you'd like to get our free estate planning poster sheet, this will probably be the last time I give this out today. There's one of three ways. You can call our toll-free office number, 1-800-226-3529. That's 1-800-226-3529. You can email me at Joe, J-O-E, at ATTYPIP.com. Joe, J-O-E, at ATTYPIP.com. Those are P's like Paul, first three letters of my last name, Pippen. Or you can text for it at 727-667-3967. And phone lines are open. We have time for one or two more calls. If you want to call in, toll-free number to call the show is 877-943-9673. Let's go to John in Clearwater. Hey, John.
How you doing?
Doing great, and you?
Good. I was divorced a short time ago and went through mediation, and my wife had left me, and I have a home. We had bought a home, woman there about a year and a half, and I need to get her off the deed.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand something about a quit claim.
Yeah, she'd have to sign a quitclaim deed.
Okay.
Deeding her interest in the home to you.
Does she need an attorney to do that?
It'd be better.
Okay.
We charge like $150 for a deed, so it's not a real expensive process to do.
Okay, great. So I can just call you and make arrangements to have something like that done.
Yeah, but she needs to come in and sign it, though.
Oh, right. I've heard you come in and sign it. Okay, that sounds good.
All right.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Let's go to Bruce in Tampa.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Good to talk to you. Thanks for taking my call. I got a question. My wife passed away about 2.5 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and we did not have a will, so it's in estate, and I hired an attorney to have to go through probate.
Yes, sir.
And we went through probate, and I got the summary of administration, and I got the life estate. But the problem I'm having is with the Wells Fargo Bank
Mm-hmm.
and the summary administration. It says through the courts that I would be able to access my wife's checking account and savings account because I wasn't on the beneficiary when she passed away.
Yes, sir.
So they refused to give them to me. So I took the paperwork back to Wells Fargo about a month ago, and they said the summary of administration is not enough, and I need to go through letters of administration and get 2 or 3 other things. And I asked my attorney, and she says, well, what I got through the through the court should be enough because the estate is less than $75,000. But Wells Fargo keeps giving me a hard time and saying, that's not enough.
Well, why don't you have your attorney? Why don't you have your attorney call Wells Fargo and have your attorney figure out what the problem is with them?
Well, she called and like 2 or 3 times, and they kept saying, "Oh, this is not the legal department." So I didn't know if that. I guess my question is there like a law in Florida, like if the estate is under $75,000?
Yes, sir. There is a summary administration procedure. There are 3 levels of probate in Florida. Without administration, that's under $6,000. Summary administration is from 6 to 75, and formal is anything over 75.
Okay,
Your attorney needs to figure out why they will not accept his work getting the order for the summary administration.
Okay.
And
so
he needs to argue with them if he thinks he's correct and get it resolved, or if he can't just give up, he needs to write he or she needs to write a letter to Wells Fargo to the legal department if necessary, or to the manager.
Okay.
And find out the actual legal reason they're not accepting it.
Okay. Because the amount of money in the savings account and the checking is less than $3,000. So I don't know. I was just questioning why, if it's under $75,000, why is the bank not accepting?
Yeah,
that?
well, it might be that the accounts weren't mentioned with account numbers inside the account. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I put the account numbers in with the probate, and they're right there. So,
well, the bank, when you go down and set it into the bank and ask them to check or ask them why they're not accepting it, they call the legal department. They should give you an exact answer that you can tell your attorney.
Okay.
I'm not accepting this because. And,
right.
And you write down the exact words of why they're not accepting it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, they said they didn't accept the summary because they needed that other one, the letter of administration.
All right.
That's the reason they gave me.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
On Facebook Live, we had a question. Do you have to pay taxes on the money from car accidents? No. The injury payment is not taxable to you. Let's go to Jeff in Indian Rocks Beach real quick.
Hey, Joe. How are you?
Good. And you?
Okay. Working on a Saturday. What do you know about ILOTA accounts? And are they safe with different firms? If the money's coming from a different lawyer from a different state, I need to find one here in Florida. I don't want to just have the money go into a bank because it's tax.
Sure. No, I have a trust account through the Florida Bar that's supervised by the Florida Bar that I put escrow money in from one attorney to another, or for a title closing from one to another. Okay. So sure, it should be fine.
Okay, and I can look. You're up.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff, you're in Indian Rocks Beach. I'm speaking at Indian Rocks Baptist Church on Wednesday night. Want to come over and attend
sure. I work 3 to 11. Maybe if I have dinner break. What time is it at?
It's 6:30.
Maybe I could try to squeeze it in. I can stop by. I'm a courier, so maybe I can.
That'd be great.
Home so
open to the public. I hope lots of people listening to the show come.
What street is that on, Joe?
Indian Rocks Baptist Church is the big Baptist church right there on the right on Elmerton.
Oh, okay.
Right there. If you want to call me, I'll give it to you exactly. But
Sure.
All right, Kevin
Thank
from
you.
Sun City Center, my producer, will take your number and I'll call you on my way home. Thank you for listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. You have a great weekend. So long.